Imagine a scenario where the balance of power teeters on the edge, where each move on the battlefield echoes through the corridors of international relations. As we delve into the latest updates on the Ukrainian war, these realities become starkly apparent. Picture this. In the Donetsk region, where the Russian forces have recently made significant strides, the capture of strategic positions west of the town of Briska marks a renewed momentum in their operations. This isn't just a minor skirmish, it's a calculated move in a larger chess game, with Velikosilka at its center. Previously, after capturing Velikosilka, the Russians paused, re-strategizing and replenishing their forces. But now, with 2 days of consecutive advances, the restart of operations signals a pivotal moment in this ongoing conflict. The capture of Velikosilka serves as a vital logistical point, mirroring tactics the Ukrainians employed in the past, showcasing a cycle of strategy and counter-strategy. The battle for control in areas like Andriivka further exemplifies the intense focus on securing key territories, with Russian forces advancing decisively, capturing vast portions of the city, and exerting pressure on Ukrainian defenses from the south and east. Imagine the tension building as the Russians inch closer to capturing the entirety of Andriivka. This battle is not just a tactical maneuver, it's a focal point in a broader campaign, with potential ramifications rippling across the region. The possibility of using Andriivka as a base to exert pressure on surrounding areas like Konstantinovka is a testament to the strategic foresight in play. The Bercha River, a natural obstacle, adds another layer of complexity, challenging the Russians' advance, but also serving as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of warfare. Moving north, the dynamics shift again as the Russian army progresses in the Torska area, capturing significant portions of Yampolivka. The pressure mounts as they close in on key defensive lines, eyeing strategic objectives like Zarne and fortified bastions like Torska. These moves suggest a calculated approach toward Lyman, a crucial locality in the broader conflict landscape. Yet it's essential to recognize that while these movements hint at potential goals, they are part of a larger, intricate picture that evolves with each passing day. In Kharkiv, the narrative unfolds with Russian advances toward Dvorishna, securing positions west of the Oskol River. This steady progression isn't just about territorial gain. It's about shaping the battlefield, disrupting Ukrainian control, and setting the stage for potential future actions. The capture of towns like Pishchani and the breakthroughs north of Novomlinsk underscore a methodical approach, expanding control and creating strategic dilemmas for the Ukrainian forces. As we ponder these developments, the question looms, are these moves merely precursors to larger ambitions? The possibility of reaching the border remains speculative, but the current focus on consolidating gains suggests a cautious yet determined strategy. Now imagine shifting to the KURSK region, where recent reports highlight Russian progress in Delivka, bringing it nearly under complete control. This development raises questions about the fate of Ukrainian positions in the vicinity, potentially isolating them and forcing difficult decisions. The discussions around possible territorial exchanges, such as returning Kursk in exchange for Ukrainian territories, add another layer of intrigue and complexity to the situation. While such exchanges remain speculative, they highlight the intricate interplay between military strategy and diplomatic negotiations in this conflict. As we conclude this part of our update, we are reminded of the fluid nature of modern warfare, where each move carries implications that extend beyond the immediate battlefield. Stay tuned as we continue to explore these developments and their potential impact on the broader geopolitical landscape. Imagine standing on the precipice of history, where each decision in the Ukrainian war shapes the future of nations. As we continue navigating this intricate conflict, the Kursk region emerges as a focal point with new advances by the Russian army. Reports indicate that Delivka is now almost entirely under Russian control, a development that could lead to the encirclement and isolation of Ukrainian positions between Delivka, Darino, Nikolaevka, and Darivka. The capture of Delivka isn't just a tactical victory, it symbolizes a broader strategic shift that could redefine the conflict's dynamics in this region. It's a reminder that in warfare, the control of a single locality can resonate far beyond its immediate surroundings, influencing the morale and strategic calculations of both sides. As we examine the potential consequences of these advances, the notion of territorial exchanges surfaces, adding a new dimension to the conflict. The idea of exchanging Kursk for Ukrainian territories, while speculative, underscores the high stakes involved in this war, where each side seeks to leverage its gains for broader strategic advantages. Such discussions highlight the intricate balance of power and the potential for diplomatic maneuvers to alter the course of the conflict. As we delve deeper into these possibilities, it's crucial to consider the symbolic and practical implications of any territorial exchange. Kursk, with its strategic significance, becomes a bargaining chip that could influence future negotiations and shape the geopolitical landscape of Eastern Europe. Drawing our attention back to Kharkiv, the Russian advances west of the Oskol River continue to unfold. The capture of towns like Dvorishna and Pischane reflects a calculated strategy to expand control and disrupt Ukrainian defenses. This methodical approach, marked by incremental gains, suggests a focus on solidifying positions rather than overextending. The potential for further incursions toward the border remains a topic of speculation, but the current emphasis on consolidating gains indicates a strategic patience that could pay dividends in the long run. As the Russians steadily advance, the question arises, how will the Ukrainian forces respond to these incursions? The challenge lies in stabilizing the front and preventing further Russian advances, a task made increasingly difficult by the shifting dynamics on the ground. Meanwhile, in Donetsk, the Russian capture of Velikosilka and advances toward key positions like Andriivka demonstrate a renewed momentum in their operations. The strategic importance of these locations cannot be overstated, as they serve as vital logistical points that could facilitate further advances into Ukrainian-held territories. The battle for Andriivka, in particular, exemplifies the high-stakes nature of this conflict, where control of essential areas can dictate the flow of the war. As Russian forces secure a majority of Andriivka, the pressure on Ukrainian defenses mounts, forcing them to reconsider their positions and adapt to the evolving situation. In this complex tapestry of conflict, each move on the battlefield has far-reaching implications, influencing not only the immediate tactical situation, but also the broader strategic landscape. The potential for territorial exchanges, the methodical Russian advances, and the ongoing battles for key locations all contribute to a dynamic and unpredictable narrative. As we continue to follow these developments, it's essential to remain attuned to the broader geopolitical context, where each decision carries the weight of history and the potential to shape the future. Stay with us as we explore the unfolding events and their impact on this protracted and complex conflict. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of the Ukrainian war, the narrative becomes increasingly complex and multifaceted. In Kursk, the near-complete Russian control of Delivka represents a significant shift in the regional dynamics, potentially isolating Ukrainian forces in nearby positions and compelling them to reassess their strategies. This development is crucial in understanding the broader implications of territorial control, where each gain or loss can alter the strategic landscape and influence subsequent military maneuvers. The discussions surrounding territorial exchanges, such as the potential return of Kursk for Ukrainian territories, add an additional layer of complexity to the conflict. While speculative, these exchanges underscore the high-stakes nature of the war, where each side seeks to maximize its strategic advantages through both military and diplomatic channels. In Kharkiv, the Russians continue their methodical advance west of the Oskol River, capturing key towns like Dvorishna and Pischane. This steady progression highlights a strategic emphasis on expanding control and destabilizing Ukrainian defenses in the region. The potential for further incursions toward the border remains uncertain, but the focus on consolidating gains suggests a calculated approach aimed at exerting pressure without overextending. This strategy poses challenges for the Ukrainian forces, who must find ways to stabilize the front and counter these advances effectively. Meanwhile, in Donetsk, the capture of Velikosilka and ongoing operations in Andriivka reflect a renewed momentum in Russian military strategy. The strategic significance of these locations cannot be overstated, as they serve as crucial logistical points that could facilitate further advances into Ukrainian-held territories. The battle for Andriivka, in particular, serves as a microcosm of the larger conflict, where control of key areas can dictate the flow of the war. The Russians' ability to secure a majority of Andriivka exemplifies their tactical focus on consolidating gains and putting pressure on Ukrainian defenses. As we consider the broader implications of these developments, it's essential to recognize the fluid and dynamic nature of modern conflicts. Each advance or retreat not only affects the immediate tactical situation, but also reverberates through the broader strategic framework. The potential for territorial exchanges, the methodical Russian advances, and the ongoing battles for key locations all contribute to a complex and evolving narrative. In this context, the resilience and adaptability required by both sides become paramount as they navigate the shifting dynamics and seek to achieve their strategic objectives. In conclusion, the unfolding events in the Ukrainian war serve as a stark reminder of the uncertain and unpredictable nature of conflict. As we continue to monitor these developments, we are reminded of the broader geopolitical stakes at play and the potential for surprising outcomes. The question remains, how will these maneuvers influence the ultimate outcome of the war, and what surprises might lie ahead on the path to resolution? Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and insight. Please consider liking and subscribing to stay updated on future developments as we continue to explore the complexities and challenges of this ongoing conflict. Goodbye and take care.